I'm wearing a cap that I got from working in the cinema on the ice cream stand, and it was like a cap for like icy slushies. That's just free advertising, really, isn't it? I love lame fucking hats. I don't know why. I really love like Americana, like cheese aesthetic. You know what I mean? Aesthetic. Yeah, I just wanted to do a video about like the friend zone. Like I've done some videos about like incels, and pissed off some incels. But like I'd said, in my previous video, I think I said it in my previous video. I might have said it in my podcast. Check out my podcast, Blumpkin. Um, like I just don't believe that you've went up and spoke to loads of women and failed. If you're like angry in the comments, like women just like maybe on dating apps, but like have you spoke to like hundreds of women, looked them in the eye, and been shot down? Like probably not. Probably not. So keep doing you, bud. But if you don't want to be an incel, you know what I mean? Like, start talking to women. And the other one is don't be in the friend zone. And that is to not, and that is completely different from saying don't be friends with women. And because you can't be friends with women, you just can't be friends with women that you're in love with. It's as simple as that. And that's not like you can't be friends with good looking women. You just can't be like friends with women who you desperately want to fuck. You know what I mean? It's even easier to be friends with women if you've already had sex and you're not an incel and you're in a relationship. But like if you're an incel and you're just friends with some woman holding on for like the one day that she gives it up, like it's not gonna happen. You know what I mean? One of my ex roommates, she was just like a really average looking lass, like normal crack. She was emo, so I suppose that's what like kind of made her fucking a bit more fucking interesting than just your regular looking lass. But if she didn't have like tattoos and like bright coloured hair, she'd be like a normal looking lass. You know what I mean? Much like myself, I'm just a normal looking bloke. You know what I mean? So, well, arguable. So like, yeah, like she had 5 friend zones, 5. So she was like we were all poor, like everyone's poor who I know, to be fair. But we're like, in this fucking flat share or whatever. And she was like, could barely afford to like pay the rent and then also eat. So she had these friend zones essentially to just take her out for meals. But like they were holding on like onto this like loose hope of like, oh, I think she'll fuck us one day if I just buy her enough sushi. Like, that's not going to happen. You know what I mean? So I'm not saying don't be friends with women, but like you can't be friends with women like who you actually desperately want to fuck, because like that's not the thing is there's like such one in a million stories that you see now and again where I was like, well, we're best friends for years, and it's like what really happened was like her circumstances got so shit, like she got knocked up by some other guy, or like she ran out of options and now you're her only option. If that's what you're holding on to, you're a fucking loser. Like, it doesn't matter if she's fucking gorgeous or whatever. Like, just go and talk to women and find someone who loves you for you, not for, oh, well, I had no fucking other options. Like, I was desperate and I thought, well, he's always good to us. He's been buying us sushi for 10 fucking years. So, like, this might be the fucking guy. But you can still be friends with women. I think a big part of it is, like, you can't be friends. But, like, you can be friends with women who you're not attracted to, obviously. But you can be friends with women who you are attracted to and you just don't desperately want to fuck. Do you know what I mean? So like, I've had friends in the past where like work colleagues and on nights out and stuff will go out and have a laugh and stuff like that, but there's no sexual fucking energy or anything like that on either part, I presume. Because that's like you're just out having a good time in a dance with some your fucking girlfriends, and that helps you fucking like go and speak to other women because you're out with attractive women. In some instances, obviously in some instances you're probably out with, average looking women, much like yourself, or ugly women even, because looks don't really fucking matter in finding someone. People think that they do, but there's so many fucking examples of fuck ugly men with attractive women. There's so many examples of fuck ugly women with attractive men. There's so many examples of fuck ugly people with other fuck ugly people. Because if looks aren't what fucking makes you stay with someone, looks do not sustain a relationship. Looks will sustain a fuck, maybe, for a little while. Fuck buddies, maybe. That's about it. But if the person's an insufferable cunt, now don't get us wrong, I know some people are fucking wild and they stay with insufferable cunts, and I'll never understand that. But yeah, it's not like from a place of, like I say, I'm not inundated with requests. You know what I mean? Women don't approach me or anything. I mean, I'm happily in a relationship, but when I was single, women didn't approach me and shit. So like, why would they approach you? Why would you not need to, cultivate a fucking personality and have something worth fucking doing. So like, yeah, the kind of rhetoric of angry incels in the comments, I just think like, definitely comment what you want to fucking see. You can say what you like, you're a fucking adult, but I just think like, if you're like angry in the comments, like that energy could be so much better used in bettering yourself, and bettering yourself just in regards of, hey, have I actually actively tried, or am I just saying that all women are bastards because they didn't swipe right on a fucking dating profile? Like, dating apps suck, let's be honest. They are for like the mega elite, essentially, in the sense of, because it's like you get to write what, a fucking paragraph or some shit on Tinder. Like, you can write a fucking paragraph. Can anyone really quantify their entire personality and life experience into a fucking paragraph that also makes it appealing to the opposite sex? No, people are just looking at your pictures, and then if you're not good at taking pictures, which men in particular notoriously were terrible at taking pictures, like, yeah, you know what I mean? So then you end up taking like a picture with 5 friends, and the girl's like, which one are you? The ugly one. You know what I mean? I'm like, I'm the short ugly one in the end. She's like, just take a full fucking square on picture if you're going to use a dating app. But ultimately, just don't use dating apps. Just go out and talk to people and be bad at it until you get good. And just don't let some girl like put you in the friend zone. I mean, the term friend zone, shit, like absolute terrible term. Being friend zoned, basically, if you're like friends with a lass who's absolutely insanely attractive, or like is way better looking than you think you'd probably get, and then she's single and she's not interested in you, but you love her, you're in the friend zone. If you love the girl who doesn't reciprocate, but you choose to hang around with her, you're in the friend zone. And people go like, well, you're saying that men and women can't be friends, and some people believe that. Like I said, I don't believe that's the case, but I think if you're desperately in love with the person, then it can't be the case. You can't be friends with someone you're desperately in love with, because you're not a good friend. You're not a real friend, because at a moment's notice, if she was to just be like vulnerable at any point, you'd be like, yes, now's my time to strike. Like, that's not what a friend does. You know what I mean? So you're not really a good friend. So you can't be friends with someone you're desperately in love with. So don't be friends with them. Use that energy that you're spending there talking to women who could possibly be, you know, someone you could actually date and see. So yeah. That's your whack. Your whack? That's whack.